All right, well, welcome. I'm so glad to see you all. Today is a special day for us. It's a day where we get to celebrate the holidays. It's a day where we get to celebrate the creative spirit and how that can really help us heal and grow and experience our lives. So welcome. And thank you for choosing to be part of our community today, because it's part of why we're here. We're here building community. So my name is Krista. I work here. I'm the program coordinator in the day program, so I do a lot of teaching. Thank you, Andrew. That felt good. I'm also an expressive arts therapist, and this is Midge. She is the art program director here. You might notice there's also an art show going on, so she is largely responsible for that.
Yes.
Today, you'll notice there's a whole bunch of people behind me. That I'm blocking your view. But these are the writers from the Rediscovery Project. And the Rediscovery Project it was an opportunity for people with acquired brain injury to come to a place to build community together and to use poetry and the arts to really help them explore what it is to live a life with brain injury, what it is to rediscover aspects of oneself, and what it is to reclaim one's voice. And again, to do that in community and to be heard, and also to be able to witness each other. So we had 10 people who stuck with our group for 10 weeks. We met and we wrote together and we did art together, we shared together. And today is the culmination of that project. The folks here have been brave enough to come and to read their poems to you. And they were brave enough to show up week after week, and I say brave because to do a process like that, it really calls for you to be vulnerable. It really calls for you to share parts of yourself. It really calls for you to go to places where it might not be so comfortable. It calls for respect, and it calls for being able to bridge with one another. So that's what I mean when I say brave. The project was funded by the Institute of Poetic Medicine, and we have somebody who's going to speak a little more about that. And the Institute of Poetic Medicine was founded by a man named John Fox, who is a poetry therapist. Wonderful man, lovely, compassionate, spirited, and we had the joy of being able to have him in one of our groups. I actually had a class with him in grad school, which is how I know him. And we kept in touch and decided that we would want to collaborate. During the course of us knowing each other, I learned that he had a sister, her name was Shelley, who had a brain injury. She had lived with brain injury for about 37 years. And she had found expression through the arts, found her voice through the arts. So when we were first starting to come up with the idea of this project, she unfortunately had a stroke and passed away. So her spirit was really there with us from the beginning, and we've held her spirit as we've moved forward with the group and the project. That was back in August of 2011, and today here we are with this wonderful group. So I just wanted to put that out there, that this is really a dedication to Shelley Fox and also any of the wounded warriors who have had to step onto the path of brain injury. Okay? So I'm going to turn it over to Midge. I've had enough talking.
Okay. So hi everyone, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I just wanted to speak a little bit as the art program director here at BIMBA a little bit about our programs and why art is so beneficial for, well, everyone, but survivors in particular. So also the whole writing piece, the poetry group, was a great experience for me because it's not a lot of what I do. I do a lot of, I work with images, I work with more the visual arts here. So it was really wonderful for me to learn more about the medicine in poetry and the writing aspect of it, the healing of the writing aspect. So what happens, we do many different arts here. We have an expressive arts program, we do writing, we do drama, we do visual arts. So it's a multi-modality approach is what we call it. So we do lots of different arts. With the art and the poetry group, one of the things that goes on for people is when we're writing, we're using our cognition, our brains, our minds. When we're creating visual art, we're being kinesthetic. We're using our body. So we're connecting our body and our minds. So we're really using the whole person, right? Our whole body experience. For the rehabilitation process, when we create art and we create visual imagery, what's happening is we're using our entire brain, the whole brain. So we're seeing what we're doing, we're thinking about what we're doing, we're experiencing through touch what we're doing. So we're using all the different parts of our brains. What happens when we have an injury anywhere in the brain is that that part becomes injured, and when we create and use all the different parts of our brain, then we're creating the new neural pathways, because if there's a part that's injured and we're using this part of our brain and this part of our brain, I'm trying to be really basic about it, then if there's a connection that's broken in between, the miraculous thing about our brain is that it finds another route. So it reroutes itself and it creates a new neural pathway. So when we're doing this, the brain is constantly growing, it's constantly making new pathways and connections and forming new ways to develop, basically. So I'm still learning a lot about this, but it's just, I find that it's an amazing thing. The brain itself is an amazing thing, and the way that the art connects our brains and uses all the parts of our brains is an amazing thing. So I feel blessed to have this job and to see the growth and work with everyone on this kind of therapeutic level all the time here. So I really enjoy it. And also being a part of this group has been just a great experience for me. So, so welcome again. Also, we're going to do the poetry reading, but there's also artwork throughout the building. So there's many ways you can be a part of our community and connect with us today.